Good morning, dear students. Now we are watching EduStar Class 6 Geography Chapter 2 Globe, Latitudes and Longitudes Part 1. Yes, in the geography, the first chapter is the Earth in the solar system. In that chapter, you have learned that our planet Earth is not a sphere. It is slightly flattened at the north and the south poles and bulge in the middle. And also, you know, the earth was known as geoid. Geoid means what? Spherical in middle and flattened at the poles. Yes. Now, you are going to study about globe, equator, latitude, longitude, important parallels of latitude, then heat zone of the earth, and also about the prime meridian. Yes. First about the globe. Already you studied that our earth is not a sphere. It is slightly flattened at the north and the south pole and bulge in the middle. Can you imagine how it looks? Yes, you may look at the globe carefully. You can get an idea. Yes, globe is a true model or miniature form of the earth. Globe is the true model or miniature form of the earth. Globes may be of varying in size and types. Big ones, which cannot be carried easily. Small pocket globes and globe-like balloons, which can be inflated and or handy and carried with ease. The globe is not fixed. It can be rotated the same way as a top pin or a potter's wheel is rotated. On the globe, countries, continents, and oceans are shown in their correct size. Yes, it is difficult to describe the location of a point on a sphere like the earth. Now, the question arises as to how to locate the place on it. We need certain points of reference and lines to find out the location of the places. You will notice that a needle is fixed through the globe in tilted manner, which is called its axis. Which is called axis. 2 points on the globe through which the needle passes are two poles, that is North Pole and South Pole. The globe can be moved around this needle from west to east, just as the earth moves. So earth moves west to east, right? So as the same, the globe can be moved around this needle from west to east. Remember, there is a major difference. The real earth has no such needle and it moves around its axis, which is on imaginary line, right? The globe can be moved around this needle from west to east just as the earth moves. But remember, there is a major difference in that. What is that? The real earth has no such a needle. It moves around its axis, which is in an imaginary line. Yes, the next one is equator. Another imaginary line running on the globe divides it into two equal parts. This line is known as the equator. The northern half of the earth is known as the northern hemisphere, and the southern half is known as the southern hemisphere. There are both equal halves. Therefore, the equator is an imaginary circle line and is a very important reference point to locate places on the earth. All parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of latitude. Do you see in that picture? The lines are from east to west, right? So the all parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of latitude. Latitudes are measured in degrees. The equator represents the 0-degree latitude. Since the distance from the equator to either of the poles is 1/4 of a circle round of the earth, it will measure 1/4 of 360 degrees. 1/4 of 360 degrees, that is 90 degree. What is the 1/4 of 360 degree? That is 90 degree. Thus 90 degree north latitude make the North Pole, and 90 degree south latitude marks the South Pole. As such, all parallel north of the equator are called north latitudes. Similarly, all parallels south of the equator are called south latitudes. The value of each latitude is therefore followed by either the word north or south. Generally, this is indicated by the letter N or S. For example, Moth Chandrapur in Maharashtra in India, right? And Belo Horizonte in Brazil, that is in South America. What are the two places? Chandrapur in Maharashtra, that is in India, and Belo Horizonte in Brazil, that is in South America, are located on parallels of about 20 degree latitude, but the former is 20 degree north of the equator and the latter is 20 degree south of it. We therefore say that Chandrapur is situated at 20 degree north latitude and Belo Horizonte is situated at 20 degree south latitude. Did you see in that picture? Yes. We move away from the equator, the size of the parallels of latitude decreases. Now we discuss the important parallels of latitudes and the different heat zones of the earth. What is the next topic? Important parallels of latitude and important heat zones of the earth. I already said it, latitudes are measured in degrees. Right? Yes. The next one, important parallels of latitude. Besides the equator, the North Pole and the South Pole, there are four important parallels of latitudes. The first one is Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north in the northern hemisphere. The second one is Tropic of Capricorn, that is 23.5 degree south in the southern hemisphere. The third one is Arctic Circle at 66.5 degree north of the equator. The last one is Antarctic Circle at 66.5 degree south of the equator. Now see that picture. What are the four important parallels of latitude? Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. The Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere. Just to see the picture. Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere. Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. Arctic Circle in the north of the equator. Antarctic Circle, it is in south of the equator. Now, heat zones of the earth. The midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year on all latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This area therefore receives the maximum heat and is called the torrid zone. The next, the midday the sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. The angle of the sun rays goes on decreasing towards the poles. As such, the area bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere. So, Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere have moderate temperatures. These are therefore called temperate zones. The last one is frigid zone. Areas lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very cold. It is because here the sun does not rise much above the horizon. Therefore, its rays are always slanting and provides less heat. These are therefore called frigid zone, that is very cold. Frigid zone means that is very cold. The next one, what are longitudes? To fix the position of a place, it is necessary to know something more than the latitude of that place. You can see, for example, that Tonga Islands in the Pacific Ocean and Mauritius Islands in the Indian Ocean are situated on the same latitude, that is 20 degree south. Now, in order to locate them precisely, we must find out how far east or west these places are from a given line of a reference running from the North Pole to the South Pole. These lines of references are called the meridians of longitude, and the distance between them are measured in degrees of longitude. Each degree is further divided into minutes and minutes into seconds. They are semicircles and the distance between them decreases steadily polewards until it becomes 0 at the poles, where all the meridians meet. Unlike parallels of latitude, all meridians are of equal length. Thus, it was difficult to number the meridians. Hence, all countries decided that the count should begin from the meridian which passes through Greenwich, where the British Royal Observatory is located. This meridian is called the prime meridian. Its value is 0 degree longitude, and from it we count 180 degree eastward as well as 180 degree westward. The prime meridian and 180 degree meridian divide the earth into two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Therefore, the longitude of a place is followed by the letter E for the east and W for the west.